This video will explain how to set up printers in Flashpoint. First, we'll enter ID, Other Functions, System, System Setup, then Printer. First step we have to do is set up our printer names. In here we're going to set up our main print areas where everything will go to. Example, if we have a kitchen printer and maybe a salad printer and a bar printer. Even if we have two bars, we're still only going to set up one printer called bar, as we will set by the station which bar it will go to. When we're done setting up all our printer names, we'll go finished. Then we can set up our serial spoolers. First we'll add a new spooler. We have to create one serial spooler for every printer that's attached to any station. If we do not want to use serial spoolers, we can also go through OPOS or Windows spools, which we will show you later how to do. This one here, we're going to name our kitchen spooler. And we're going to say it's physically attached to station 1. Then we'll select the printer command set. We are going to be using an Epson TM300. Select. And it's on COM1. And the baud rate for that printer is 19200. Parity, no parity, 8 word length, and 1 stop bit. The number of seconds prior to going into the backup is how long when the printer fails before it goes to the backup printer. And do we do on a full cut or a partial cut on the printer? This one here is a kitchen printer, so we only want a partial cut. Now leave a little tab on the chit so that the paper just doesn't fall over. When we're done setting up this printer, we'll just go finished. The next we'll have to add is our salad printer. It's going to execute on station 1 again. And the salad printer again will be an Epson TM300. Select. And it's COM2. It is also 19200 and a partial cut. We'll go finished again. Okay, the next one, add again, is going to be our bar printer. This one is going to execute on station 2 and will be an Epson TM-T85 printer. And this one will be at 38400 and on COM1. And again, partial cut. Now because we have two bars, we're also going to add another spool for our second bar. Call it upstairs bar. It's going to execute on station 3 and again is a TM-T85 and is 38400 baud rate and partial cut. If we are using a USB to serial adapter, we'll have to add a delay printing to it. This is as the USB to serial adapter will lose print jobs for very large print. It is suggested that you do not use USB to serial adapter. When we're done, we're going to go finished. And we'll add one more. And this will be our check printer for station 1. It's going to execute on station 1. It's an Epson TM-T85. And it is also 38400. And it's on COM4. This one here we're going to say it's a full cut. That way it fully cuts the paper, allowing you to take it off and give it to the customer. When we're done, we'll go finished. And once we've put in all our printer spools, we can go finished. And we can set up our station printers through our serial spoolers. I only have one station showing as a single station license, but if we have select station, and where do we want to send our check printer? Anytime a check is printed, it will go to this printer. Now this one here will be a check station 1. If your bar and your check printer are the same, we would send the check printer to the bar. Select. Our main kitchen is going to go where? This is going to go to our kitchen printer. Our salad will go to our salad, and our bar to our bar. Again, if we are printing to 2 different bars, this may go to the normal bar or may go to the upstairs bar. And whenever an item is printed to the bar, it will go to the spool selected in this option here. If I do not want to print to the bar from this station, example, it is the bar station, it doesn't print to itself, I would say disabled, and it would not print to there. If I'm using packing labels, I have to select the printer from this area here to where my packing labels will go to. And if I'm using barcodes, I select this area here for where my barcodes print to. I must then set up my barcodes, my packing label to be in that proper section. I will go finished, finished, and I am done setting up my serial spoolers. If I don't want to use serial spoolers, I can also have the option of my OPOS spoolers or Windows spools. I will explain those right now. OPOS spoolers must be set up prior to setting up the station printers through the OPOS spoolers. If I want to use OPOS on my check printer, I just select Use OPOS, select Check Printer, then I can set how I want my print to set up. I can say how many lines to eject at the top of the printer, how many lines to eject at the bottom of the printer, and how I want my characters to print. If I want to use red print, bold print, or if I want to print a bitmap on the top or bottom. I can also select which bitmaps I want to print by going bitmap 1 and selecting a bitmap using Windows Explorer. Go cancel and finished. When setting up the OPOS printers, the printers must be named Check for the check printer, Printer 1 for the first spool, Printer 2, Printer 3, etc. If the OPOS is running on another station, I can also say execute on station which one, and where I want to send it to a backup and where the backup printer executes. When I'm done setting up all my OPOS printers, I would just go finished. If I wish to print through Windows spools, which is the simplest method, but the only problem with Windows spools, if the printer goes offline, you do not have access to a backup printer. I would just go set up station printers through Windows and simply select the check printer and which Windows spool it will send to. I do not have my printer drivers in the system yet, so I cannot select any. So I would just select the type of printer, the Windows spool, and go select. If the Windows spool is located on another machine, you must share that Windows spool from the other machine and connect to it from this one before setting up your printers. Go finish to finish it, and finish when I'm done. Once I'm done setting up my printers, I can set up my serial backup spoolers if I'm using serial printers. What that will do is if the kitchen goes offline for 90 seconds as set up in the spool, where would you like it to back up to? Example, if I can set my kitchen to back up to my salad printer. Then if the kitchen printer goes offline or fails, it will automatically print to the salad printer, so you still have a print job somewhere. Then I would send where my salad printer goes to, my bar printer goes to, my upstairs bar, and my check station. When I'm done setting up my backup spools, I just go finished. And I am done setting up all my printers. Remote printer redirects allows you to redirect a print job when Group 1 and Group 2 are printing on the same service. Example, if my salad and my main kitchen are on the same print job, I want them both to print to both, so that they both know that there's another order going with it. So I would say if something is on the main kitchen group and something is on the salad group, send it both to the main kitchen and the salad. When setting this, if you set group 1 to be main kitchen and do not redirect it, then if anything prints to main kitchen, it just will not print anywhere. So you must be careful when setting these options. Set redirect notification. If that's turned on, the system will inform the server that the item is being redirected. When I'm done setting up my print redirects, I just go finished. Order type printer redirects are like the remote printer redirects, but by the order type. Example, if for deliveries, if I want all my salads just to go to main kitchen, instead of the salad printer, I would say anything that goes to the salad printer for my deliveries will automatically reroute to the main kitchen. And I can also do this for pickups, counters, and drive-thrus. I do not want to use remote printer redirects, so I will turn them off. And print check redirects will explain where you want your sales items to go to when you go print check. Normally it would go to the check printer, but if you want to override this, you can select this here. I just want it to go to my local check printer, and I can also add a description for the first line and second line of the print. And I'll go quit because I only have one station. And set up Expedite Printer. An Expedite Printer is in the kitchen. If you have multiple printers, you also have an Expedite Printer that prints everything on the order, and then the Expediter can inform the different areas where everything goes. Or for deliveries, you have one slip to pack your delivery. So if I want to use my Expedite printers for delivery, I would select it here and send what printer spool I want to send that to. When I'm done, I go finished. Handheld printers are for use for the handheld device. Example, this will allow the server to select the closest printer to where they want to send a closed check to. Example, this one here will be kitchen. And then which spool do you want it to send to? So when the server closes a check on the handheld, they would get a choice of kitchen or the next spool or the next spool, and that's where the closed check will print to. I am not using handhelds, so I do not want to set this up. Set logo and watermarks allows you to set a logo or a watermark on the back of the report printers. Example, if I made a logo, we'll say flash logo, select it here, it'll automatically print in the top left hand corner of all my reports. And I can also set a logo for my invoices and a watermark, which is a faint picture that prints in the back of the reports. When I'm done, you go finish. Set report and invoice printers allows you to set where your reports and invoices will go to. If not selected, they will automatically go to the Windows default printer. I'm going to say set report printer. I do not have a report printer set up, so I will send it to Microsoft XPS document writer. And I am not using an invoice printer, so I do not need to select anything there. Set up barcode labels and packing labels allows you to set up the way your barcodes and packing labels print on the printer. That will be explained in detail more in another video. Printer errors. If you are having a problem with one of your printers and not sure why it's not printing, you select printer errors, and any printer errors will show up here. Example, my bar printer failed to open COM3, which means there's a problem with either my serial port or my cable, and the system cannot open COM3 to print to it. Now when I'm done, I will go finished, go finished, go OK, go finish, shut down the system, bring it back up, and all of the printer spools will run automatically.